Hi, beautiful. I'm just so committed to being here with you and myself and the wisdom of the ancient science and the ancient practices of yoga and psychology, spirituality, mental health. If you don't know, I am a licensed clinical social worker and 500-hour trained yoga instructor with a specialty in yoga psychology. But I also have a very high level of intuition and psychic telepathic abilities that I believe we all have. And how do you unlock them? Through these practices, through speaking regularly with yourself. Record yourself, use your phone. You have access every day to show up and press record, whether it's just audio or video, where you can talk to yourself, look at your beautiful face, and see what comes out. I don't know what's going to come out, but I trust it and I enjoy it because it is your inner knowing, your co-creation between you and something greater than your sense of self. And how amazing is that to know that there is some sort of magical power, skill, and ability that you have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching this video because there is a message that is meant for you, and it doesn't exist solely in these cards. These cards are like a vessel for you then receiving information, but you have to open yourself up to receive. And that's a process because many of us are closed. Many of us learned that we are unworthy, not good enough, unlovable, not liked, we need to be a certain way, that our emotions are weak, or that our emotions aren't valid, or that we are wrong. It's just a part of the conditioning. And most of us have experienced it, whether it was more traumatic and more horrific, or whether it was just constant attachment trauma. And I don't blame anybody. I don't blame my parents. I don't blame their parents. It's ancestral, passed down through living in times of war, poverty, depression. All of that is a part of our human experience. And we are in this together. We are divinely connected. And we share in this greater consciousness, this greater field of collective intelligence and creative intelligence that we get to create what doesn't exist yet. You get to co-create your life. You are the architect, the author, the orchestrator of your life. When you choose it, when you break the chains, you break through the barriers that have told you that life needs to be a certain way, that you need to work a 9-to-5 job. You need a W-2 salary to feel secure. You need a retirement fund. You need to plan out your day and get your car worked on or go to the grocery store and take care of your kids. Yes, they are necessary for our survival, but you also have free will and time. Time is on your side. Time is a gift, and there's plenty of it when you slow down. Getting out of the autopilot and chronic nervous system instability or dysregulation, activated nervous response over and over and over again. I tend to speak fast because it just comes through me. And I just go on these little tangents when I'm also here to read these cards. This one on the bottom is important. This one on the bottom is the 9 of Chalices. Oh my goodness. The Peacemaker. Oh, and I love these cards because they're holographic and it's going to be hard to see on my phone. That's what I used to record. You want to do something like share your message. You do not need a fancy camera and a microphone. People have been telling me like, Amanda, get a microphone. And I'm like, I'm going to do whatever I want. and I'm going to choose when to get the microphone and get the camera when I want to. Because you make your own rules. And maybe one day I'll look back and be like, oh, I should have done that sooner. It would have been more professional. This is fine. This is good enough for right here in this moment. What you choose is good enough for you in that moment by moment by moment. And so it is. Look at that. Look at that beautiful galaxy. In the stars coming out of the water. It is a person coming out of a water with a crown on their head, leaves falling down, fish swimming, right? Like when we're in Pisces season and the fish is just flowing through, but the water is evolving, coming down from the heavens. This is peace. This is heaven on earth. This is you as establishing a foundation of peace within yourself. The number 9, we are in, or it's king, sorry, not 9 of chalices. Well, I'm all about the number 9, but it's the king of chalices. And then we have the knight of swords, the fighter, fighting against, that's slicing through the old constructs, slicing and fighting to victory, your thoughts that are not necessarily true, especially the old ones. The thoughts that are telling you, oh, am I going to be liked? What are they going to think of me? Very real. I'm there with you. I get that, right? And it's this picture of this sword being eaten because the thoughts are going away. The thoughts are being taken out of you. Going through this portal that we're in March of 2025, this portal that we're in, let those thoughts go. Let your old identity go. Step into that of the peacemaker to bring heaven on earth for you in your life. And open yourself to receive. Notice the blocks, the self-limiting beliefs that get in the way of that. That you're not worthy, that you have to work hard in order to be gifted, in order to be rewarded. Or that something that somebody says that's nice or giving, you're not deserving of. When you truly claim that you are wealth and that you are abundance, that you are your own king or queen, if you're the king, then I'm the queen. That's the message. If you are the king, then I'm the queen. We are in this together. If I'm the king, you're the queen. We are royalty. Claim your royalty, and it will shine. And it will be beautiful for the people that admire you and look up to you because you have something to share and express and offer. But you will not get there if you're stuck in your old habits, if you're stuck in your own ways, if you're letting the thoughts take over and lead you to your anxiety and your fears and you running away and hiding yourself, keeping yourself small, dimming your light. If someone gives you something, say thank you. Thank you. If something miraculous, even a small miracle, happens, thank you. And if you do something, if you're giving and someone says thank you for that and you're like, no, it's no big deal. Oh, it was a small thing. No, your efforts, your giving is worth that acknowledgement. Do not dim it because actually that leads the other person to feel not heard in their gratitude, not that their gratitude's not welcomed, that what you did for them was small, like, oh, it was no big deal. It is absolutely a big deal. You held the door for a stranger. That's a big deal. You did a kind thing. You smiled for someone, or maybe you paid it forward and you paid for the person behind you in the drive-through line. You paid for their meal. Like, they probably won't end up giving you the gratitude because they might not get to see you. But when someone says thank you for that, be like, yeah, I really wanted to do that for you. I feel good doing those things for you. It was enough. You did enough. And don't do it for the reward. Don't do it for the gratitude. Do it because you naturally have a giving heart. I know you do. I see you. You have a natural giving heart, and it is so freaking appreciated. All right, last card. Last card. The Magician. Can't make this up. You are magic. Those are the steps. Knight of Swords. Slice through the self-limiting beliefs. They no longer exist. You do not have to figure it out. You do not have to do anything except trust yourself. Trust yourself that the people that come into your life, the people that you choose to engage in, are there to help you evolve. The decisions that you made in these last 3-6 months in this astrological, cosmic portal of shifts and transformations that's never happened on Earth, or it has, but it's been hundreds and hundreds of years since certain planets are in certain spots. I don't know it all, but I've been listening about it and I've been experiencing it myself. The insane synchronicities that I have had since September of 2024, like beyond spiritual awakening. I committed then. It was in September that I started Robert Monroe's, here's the story. I started Robert Monroe's meditations, gateway meditations, the CIA's, like now they're no longer disclosed or no longer locked, the gateway meditations. Robert Monroe, look him up. I did that for 30, 45 days, nightly, daily. I did 2 times a day. Listened to those meditations, started from wave 1 and then kept all the way up to 35 or something, maybe 40. I didn't know what I was doing then. I was just like, I really want to try these. And so I tried them out. I committed to them, which was a commitment to myself, me choosing me. And then the things that happened following that were transformational. And then I met this person that through just divine timing that literally led me to see myself differently. Our interactions led me to have these revelations about myself, like literally about my core wounds in attachment trauma, in being disorganized, attached myself, and starting to have all of these triggering instances where I'm like, they don't want to spend time with me. I'm not worthy. I'm being rejected. Like all of this coming up when the arrangement was in no way about being in a relationship together. Is friendship. And still I was being so triggered, which doesn't usually happen for me with friends. And so I was getting so triggered, so anxious, and all of this cyclical pattern showing up back from when I was in high school and college. Am I liked? Do they not like me? Am I doing something wrong? All of those limiting beliefs had to come to the surface. I started journaling regularly, and through the journaling, I would then have realizations of how I was treating myself. I was rejecting me. It had nothing to do with that person, and everything to do with the ways that I was hiding and running and rejecting me. And then as I started to choose me and live more in line with the way that I want to live, and I made pretty dramatic changes in my life. I committed to these videos. I found this woman on YouTube who was doing very similar things of just speaking stream of consciousness. And I felt like she was talking to me. And then I realized I have that ability too. We all do. You could do this too. And I want that for you. If that what lights you up and excites you. If it's something else, if it's baking, if it's cooking, if it's writing a book, if it's dancing, if it's being an engineer or designer or an accountant, if it's starting your own business, if it's quitting your job and moving to another country, it doesn't have to be these big things. It could be changing, the gym you go to, or that you get involved in religion or you leave your religion. It's what is most true to you. And so I cut clients, so I'm no longer working as much in the evening so I can spend more time with my family. I also moved out of my house where I was living with my husband and my son because I said, I need to learn how to live alone. I've never lived alone before. I have always had a roommate, or I've always been in a relationship. And it's not necessarily like we're getting divorced or that we're even separated. I mean, you could call it that because that's what people say in this day, but can't you still be in a family and not necessarily live or sleep in the same bed? Does that mean that you don't love each other? It has been the most liberating and freeing thing that I have done to come back and have this loving, healthy relationship with me. And I had to cut out so many self-limiting beliefs that still show up. I'm not perfect. And really establish this inner peace so that I can continue to manifest naturally. Not through all of the vision boards and imagining and rituals. Those are great too, but they're not necessary. Things just start showing up. I see small miracles all the time. Ways and things that were not in my vision before, in my eyesight. They might have been happening, but I wasn't aware or I wasn't accepting them. I'd be complimented, but I didn't feel them. I'd say I am grateful for something, but I didn't feel it. I had to open my heart. And now I am so incredibly abundant. And I don't mean like all this money's coming in. That's not what I mean. I mean more time. I didn't think I'd have time to record a video today, and here I am 15 minutes in. I received a scholarship for this poetry day because I write poetry. You see some of that on my page, my videos. And I've never really won anything before. I've claimed my magical abilities, and I want that for you too. And I've gone through this spiritual awakening, and I mean having pretty significant emotional periods of crying and just like in the sorrow, in the misery, in the feelings of grief, because I never fully grieved the loss of my grandma, and then I felt like she was talking to me, like wild things that are just real, possible here on earth in our human form. And so if you're with me, you're with me. And I'd love for you to be a part of this with me. I have a community. It's called Alchemize. It is utilizing the dark to shine your light, integrating the two. For all of the black sheep, the wizards, the magicians of the world, if you've ever felt like you didn't belong or that like you're an alien, come with us. Be a part of this. It's a course. It uses therapeutic yoga, meditation, tapping, channeled messages. There's a chat where we all talk and we share meditations, we share songs, we share quotes of the day. We share about our personal lives. And you get that with a licensed trained therapist and yoga instructor and intuitive healer. And then we meet live 2-3 times a month. You can join us on Zoom, or if you're local, then join me. So check it out. It's in the description. Love to have you. There was your channeled message. You amazing.